Shalom, Kohala, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Chakodash, the one apostles of great millstone, and Shalom to you brothers in the highways and byways, doing the works sincerely and faithfully and continually fighting that good fight of faith. Lord willing, we are finding that number to be delivered. Excuse me. All right. So I'm going to start off with a quick clip. And as you can read the title, it says, "My son is hungry," quotes, "Mother goes off on store workers after getting busted for stealing." All right. So I'm gonna play this video. Some of you brothers may have seen it already, but I'm gonna add my thought on it with a couple scriptures and go from there. So I'm gonna play the video.
Oh shit!
My son is hungry. My son is hungry. You gotta eat. My son is hungry.
Hey, it's cool.
My son is hungry.
It's cool.
I don't have my fucking money.
It's good.
My son is hungry.
No.
Shit.
Wait, what do you want?
Shit.
No.
My son is hungry.
How much is
I'm
it?
gonna steal. I don't care. I'm gonna
How much
take
is it?
it.
How much is it?
I'm gonna take it.
Hey, I'll pay for it.
My son is hungry.
I'll pay
He
for
is
it.
hungry. They took everything from me today.
All right. So there you have it. Now this video it says a lot on many different levels, and the first level I'm gonna take it to is if you're a so-called black woman in America and you stealing and you in the store, trying to take food, saying your son is hungry, there's a real problem. There's a real problem here because Esau is your best friend. There are many programs that will enable you to have housing, food stamps, vouchers for cash assistance, vouchers for, utilities and heating. All right. This is your gold mine. This system was set up for you. All these things put in place. And this is what you have when you have a strong black independent. And I'm going to use the Judite woman to classify all the tribes. Even though all the tribes don't, necessarily act in the way that the Judite woman does. But all that being said, as the nation, you classify yourselves as black, strong, independent woman. I don't need a man, this, that, and the third. And a lot of that is falling right out the damn window. Because the closer we get to the end of this thing, the more helpless you women are becoming. All right? Now, you had a little boy, if you've seen a little son there, he looked to be about 10, 12 maybe. He's, trying to quarrel the situation or whatever. This little boy has a father somewhere. All right? And I'm sure at some point in time, this woman probably classified him as a deadbeat dad. But then on the outset, you had this Jake, sound like a Jake, coming up, talking about, I'll pay for it. So you women are going to need a man in these times that are coming up, man. All that strong black, I get my own money, I got my own, I don't need this, that. All that shit is out the window. All right? And your neighborhood friendly Edomite, he's not going to be sitting there giving you additional all kinds of assistance anymore. That shit's coming to an end. And ultimately, it's going to force you to take that grain of rice. You see? This is what's going to be the outcome. You women are going to be forced to make a decision, especially when it comes to your children being hungry. You're going to take that grain of rice. And in order for you to get some food, you're going to take it, and they're going to have to tell you your kid's going to have to take it, and that's that. Now, any of you women out there who are outside, who are, I'll say, on the inside of this thing of ours, who truly trust and believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, may he protect you and provide for you during that time. But the majority of you women who talk shit about the Israelites and who talk shit about, your baby's father and all this bullshit, while Babylon is still a sown place, this is where you should be striving and thriving. Get you a little two bedroom apartment, and the rents are going through the roof, and get half that paid, more than half of that paid for you. Cash assistance, food stamps, fuel assistance. So it kind of puzzles me to know that this black woman here is struggling here in America. Ain't no black woman should be struggling here in America. This system was set up and built for you. All right? So let's go on to some scriptures here. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Right? Because we're telling you, the time is coming where you're going to need a man in your life. Give ear to the Lord's speech. You see? And if you think you're going to be able to do this shit by yourself, you are sadly mistaken. Shit. There are some men out there who are strong, but even they at some point in time aren't going to be built for the times and tribulations that are coming, man. How much more you women? Especially with children, man. You women with children, you're going to suffer a great deal. This is reality, man. This is a reality check. Just watching what's going on with this woman during a time when Babylon is still a sown place. This is definitely a reality check for you. Now, if all hell was breaking loose all around, all about, and there was just no hope in sight as far as food, shelter, and clothing, then yeah, you could have a little, feel a little sympathy for this woman. But at this point in time, while Babylon's still a sown place, and shit, you wait till the Lord starts dropping the hammer on this bitch. Jumping down to verse 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. You are going to be troubled. You could hear the distress in this woman's voice. As a matter of fact, let's check out some of these comments. It says, this is like Jimbo's excuse to shoot animals in South Park. They're coming right for us, just in case he gets caught. Okay, dude, I feel her struggle. I would have just bought her some groceries. That's sad as hell. She is weaponizing sympathy. That boy is not starving. I feel bad for her son. Thanks, mister, for caring to pay for this lady. That's what the world is missing. The scriptures tell you the world is going to wax cold, man. The love of the world is going to wax cold. I'm doubting she lost her job or got laid off. If that was the case, there's plenty of jobs available right now. She just spent up all her stamps. I'll pay for it. You can't make this shit up. You don't have to steal. There's county programs for free meals, food. I don't condone stealing because it just gives others the okay to steal also, which I believe should say steal. I bought her stamps, LMAO. I'm sure she voted for Biden. Wear food pantries and food stamps. You don't just go and take from the store. This is Joe Biden's vision of America. Shameless Lucky. Why is that always the fattest people who are always hungry? Wear food stamps. I'm asking Mr. President to help you get a job. She doesn't sit here. If she doesn't sit her ass down somewhere, your son doesn't look like he's missing a meal, and so on and so forth. Whatever. But once again, you are in your glory, so to say. America has been more than gracious to the black woman here in America. Shit, I know some dudes that are getting food stamps, $200 something worth of food stamps, and they ain't got no kids. So, but playing that black or that independent, I'm strong, I don't need a man shit is out of here. And all you women are going to see real soon. All right? Let me get this. Isaiah 32:2. It says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of waters in a dry place, as the shadows of a great rock in a weary land. All right? Who's going to be more precious? A man. All right? He's going to be that hiding place. And likewise, in the situation of this video, when you heard dude rolling up with the carriage, yeah, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. You know. And this hasn't even begun to become unsewn at the seams, man. And like I said earlier, this is going to be a real fucking reality check for all you women out there with kids, even without kids. Because not only are you going to face the threat of being hungry, now you're going to face the threat of being ravished. Men prowling around looking, seeking who you are, where you are. You know, if you're sitting by yourself somewhere, it's going to be ugly, man. It's going to get downright ugly. But that's the way it's going to go. 2 Ezra 15 and 57. It says, thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. All right? Letting you know that the time is going to come. Your children are going to die of hunger. The Lord said it, and the Lord has spoken it, and it's going to come to pass. You see? And once again, this is what's also going to prompt you women out there, and a lot of you people, just period, to fully accept that grain of rice. And if you know what I mean by that grain of rice, you're going to fully accept it, man. And that's going to be one of the closing points for Esau with this thing being, implemented throughout the world. Starve them out. Same way they did Israel during the time of Masada. No food went in, no one came out, no one went in. All right? And it's going to be the same setup. Starve them out. Make them come begging on bending knee to us that we can stuff that, rice in them. All right? The place, as it says here, let me read it again. It says, thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down. The key point right there. The city shall be broken down. You have this woman in this store, and the cities aren't even broken down yet. You wait till they break down. Then you're really going to see what it's like to be in dire straits, man. All right, going from there, let's jump down to one of my favorites, 2 Kings 6. We jump down to verse, let me see, about 25 maybe. Yeah. Yep. You start at 25. This is 2 Kings 6 and 25. And it says, and there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a calves of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. All right, it was getting so bad that they were selling bird shit. It was getting so bad that they were selling parts of these animals that really didn't have no meat or anything to them. Would you think that's not going to happen again in this place? All right? Esau is the most wickedest and the most treacherous on the planet. He has already devised these plans. It's just that the Lord is going to give him an opportunity to fulfill them, man. Okay? Verse 26, and it says, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help me, my lord, O king. You see, even the king of Israel was in dire straits. And he's going to make mention of that right now. He says, and he said, if the Lord do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? All right. So he's saying, listen, I'm just in a position same as you. Now, I can't do nothing for you in this captivity. I can't do nothing for you concerning food and the dearth and the famine that's going on. I can't do nothing for you. And these are the things that are going to also take place here in Babylon. All right? A lot of you men out there who profess yourselves to be entrepreneurs and, you know, men who are renowned or some kind of prestigious bullshit, you're going to be in that same stead, man. Because you are not involved in this thing of ours, and the Lord does not recognize you as one of his own. So men are going to be starving out there too, begging for food, crying, screaming. Okay? 28. And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Okay, so that woman said, Listen, we're going to eat your son today, and tomorrow we're going to eat your son, eat my son. You know, and how bad does it have to be when two women have come to the conclusion that the only way they're going to be able to survive is by eating their own children, man? How bad does it have to be? All right? So even going back to at this point in time, the scripture says there's going to be a time of trouble since it was a nation, man. So the troubles back then aren't going to even compare to the troubles that are coming now. You see? And this is how serious this thing is, man. This is how deadly serious this is. Continuing on. Verse 29. She said, verse 29, So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she have hid her son. You see? She was supplanted. She was beguiled. But once again, what would you expect? What would you expect in a time such as this? You think people are going to be on the honor system? You think they're just going to be like, yeah, no. It's going to be every person for themselves, even in this time period coming up. And you can expect nobody to help you. You women out there, primarily. You're going to have to expect nobody's going to help you. All right? Finishing off on verse 30, it said, And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth upon his flesh. All right? It was grievous unto the king what he had just heard. But unto the people, unto his women, it was means of survival. And that's what's going to happen, man. When our host starts breaking loose around here, as the scripture says, and suddenly the sown places shall appear unsown. When things start going downhill and haywire around here, and all hell starts breaking loose, we're going to see some unbelievable things happening, man. All right. Not to mention with all these plagues that the Lord is going to send upon this place, whether it be monkey or the vid, whatever. The Lord is going to set plagues upon this place, man. And them plagues aren't going to have any mercy on anybody. All right. So continuing from there, let's go on. This is Lamentations 4:9. It says, They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. This is a real thing, man. Like this woman in next door, I'm sure at some point in time, she was, Miss Independent. I'm strong. I got my own money and my own this, that, and the third. But when hunger now avails itself, minds become irrational. Okay? Irrational. And I'm sure if somebody that knew her saw her in that condition, they would have probably thought, yo, this woman bugged out. She bugged the fuck out. Because being hit with this being hit with the hunger of food and not having the ability to have access to it, you gonna do anything by all means, man. By any means necessary. Hence what we just read in 2 Kings. You may result in eating your children. And as a matter of fact, you're going to result in eating your children. All right? You know, you got these people who say they're woke, if you will. I ain't taking that. I ain't doing this. And, you know, when that grain of rice is about to be ministered, I ain't, fuck that. Well, let me tell you something. When your children start crying and begging for a piece of meat or morsel of food, you're going to think twice about that. That's straight up. Okay? So as it is written, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of fruits of the field. You know? And one would have that dream where, you know, you're in a time of hunger and need. You go to sleep and you dream and you got a meal in front of you, or you got a glass of water in front of you. You know, only to wake up to a fucking you chewing nothing but the saliva in your mouth. What little saliva is left. So be ready, man. Everybody, be ready. The Lord isn't just going to hit Israel. The Lord's going to hit the whole world with this. You know what? But Israel may get it the worst because, once again, the Lord said about his people not returning back to him, starting at his sanctuary. And I made mention that a lot of you men, you know, you're going to fall to this hunger. But you were built for certain, you know, to handle certain things. Unlike you women weren't built for this, man. Why do you think it was always prevalent that a man had been in a woman's life back in the ancient times? The man provided that protection. He provided the shelter. He provided food. Okay? These are all the things that a woman would seek to her husband for without even second guessing it. There was never no guesswork or no speculation whether or not, you know, a man's going to protect his family. That was just what it was, man. But fast forwarding to this day and age, men have been thrown out the house. Men have been labeled a deadbeat dad. You know, men have been demonized to the point where their own sons and daughters don't even understand what the dynamics were and end up hating their father. Well, he was never, and you know, not to mention the mother bad mouthing him anyway. But this was the structure that was set up and put in place so you black women, you Native American women, you so-called Puerto Rican women can prosper off the hand and feed off the hand of Esau, Edom. You know, little did you know you was breaking and bringing down the men of Israel, you know, for the devil's sake. All right, let's keep it moving. We'll end it off with this one here, Revelation 6 and 8. And it says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him, and the power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. Okay? Now that pale horse is galloping as we speak. That pale horse is now starting to gallop, man. All right? And one of the key points, to kill with hunger. You people think this is a joke, man. You people think that this is some, you know, fairy tale or something that's just, you know, make believe or something that's already happened and it's not going to happen again. These are future prophecies that we're speaking of. And you are not going to believe it until it's at your doorstep. And by then, it's going to be too goddamn late. All right? He's about to kill with the sword, with hunger, He's about to just end with the beast of the field. You ever see those videos? Every now and then you'll see a video with these wild fucking dogs running through neighborhoods, ripping somebody's fucking arm off. All right? A lot of these animals are going to be in that same stead, hungry. And even these animals are going to resort back to their nature. A lot of these animals that have been domesticated, they come in and, like the Pavlovs, the bell and the dog comes and eats and saliva and, all that training shit. That shit's going to go right out the window with these animals, man. That domestication is going to be out of here. So then what? They're going to be getting in packs as they do, returning back to their true nature. So all hell's about to break loose, man, on every level. On every level, it's going to be bad, man. Shit, you can put 100 people in the park, right? And let one fucking dog loose in that bitch. One dog running around chasing people. People going to be up on trees, up on the monkey bars, trying to jump on the tops of roofs of cars. One dog. You see? This is how bad it's going to get. So when the Lord said, and with the beasts of the earth, you best believe people are going to be contending with these animals out here, man. There was one video I seen a pack of dogs rip the bump off a car. These dogs roll up on the car and rip the goddamn bump off the car. How much more are they going to seek to latch onto your arm and sink them canines into your flesh to draw blood and to drink that blood and eat your flesh and rip you apart, man? So with all that being said, you best be ready. Y'all best be truly, truly ready, man. Because the Lord is about to open up them floodgates. And once them gates open up, that's it. It's going to get progressively worse. So may Yahweh Shai protect those of the hopeful elect, and those who truly believe in this thing of ours. As it is written, the Lord said, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Okay? And that's exactly what's going to take place. The Lord said, my servants shall eat, and ye shall be hungry. All right? So with that, I'm going to end it there. But just trust and believe. The time is coming. You women better really recognize, right? You better find you a man in this truth if you are outside of this thing. And this ain't going to you women who truly believe. This is going to them women who the shoe fits you, that are wearing it. But like I said, for you out there who truly trust and believe, hold fast. Hold fast to the things that you've learned and keep learning and keep praying to Yahweh Shai that he have mercy. All right? So I say shalom.